Why am I doing my team's job? I'm Quan Howard. This is the morning drive. 10 minutes, operator to operator from the field. Let's work it. Most bosses, when the work keeps landing back on their desk, go straight to one of three places. They think it's either a delegation problem, I'm just bad at letting go, or a people problem. My team won't pull their weight, or a willpower problem. I need to quit being a control freak and just back off. I get it. I've been there. But here's what I found from doing this for 15 years. All of those have you fixing the wrong thing. The real problem is sitting underneath all of them. And almost nobody names it out loud. Give me 10 minutes and I'll show you exactly where it lives. And I warn you now, after today, you're going to see it in your own operation tomorrow morning. Let me tell you about a team I took over years back. It was a retail operation, more than 60 people on the floor, turnover running, I don't know, 200% a year. Most folks there just needed a job just to get by. A lot of them told me straight to my face. They didn't come there to work hard. 45 days in, I was doing exactly what every manager does when they take over an underperforming team. I was everywhere. I caught every miss. I covered every gap. I worked twice the hours anybody else on the floor was. I closed the store down and then opened it back up again. And I call that being accountable. And like most operators, I was proud of that. I thought carrying the load was the job. I thought that's what a strong leader does. You absorb it, you hold it all together. Then, about 10 months in, I was standing there one night after close. The place is finally quiet. And I'm looking at the same pile of work I'd picked back up in the morning. The same gaps, the same catches, the same everything. And it hit me. I wasn't holding anybody accountable. I was just absorbing the work. The team was essentially failing at their jobs. The job had never actually become theirs. And I assumed because of this and because of what I had said to them prior to that, I had properly handed it off. But I never installed it. Nobody on that floor had ever clearly agreed to own a single thing. So when work didn't get done, there was nothing to point to. There was no owner, there was no promise, there was no line in the sand. It was just me picking it up every single time. Now, here's what I want you to take from this. A nod is not a handoff. It sounds good, but it's not a commitment. And absorbing the work yourself is not accountability. It just feels like it because you're tired and the work is getting done. But somebody's saying yes and somebody owning it are two completely different things. Most bosses can't tell them apart. They hear the yes, they walk away, and they call that a handoff. It's not, it's hope. So here's the move. Stop handing off tasks and start handing over ownership. Stop accepting the team's nod and start making them say it back in their own words. Stop catching what drops and calling it accountability and start leaving the work with a real owner before you walk away. Same team, same pile of work, completely different results. Now, I want you to look at your own week for a second. Not at one person, at you. Look at how much of what you do all day that was supposed to be somebody else's. The catches, the cover, the I'll just knock it out myself. You stay late. You come back to the same pile of work. You can't take a clean day off. You're sure that you can't take a vacation either because the second you step away, the whole thing falls apart. You didn't mean to, but you've made yourself the only reason it runs. And here's the part that really stings. The longer you carry it, the more your team learns, you'll keep on carrying it. You've trained them to hand it back, not because they're lazy, but because you taught them that if they just wait long enough, the work comes home with you. Now, that's a heavy thing to carry. I know. I carried it for 10 months. And here's the thing that changes it all. And honestly, to me, this is exciting news. In spite of all of that, you didn't fail at managing people. You just skipped a step. You never made the work theirs. And that step you skipped is a step you can go back and install. It's not the end of the world. Now, there's a difference between a flaw you have to live with and a fix that you can make up and then run on Monday. So, if that's true, then this is just a method problem. It's not a people problem. Your team's not broken. What's broken is the handoff. The work was handed out, but it was never truly owned. And once you see it that way, you can fix it. Because getting a real owner is one of three conditions. Three things that have to be true before accountability works. And it's the same three no matter what you run: awareness, ability, agreement. Last week, I worked ability. The middle step, whether they can actually do the thing. Today, I worked agreement. The third step, whether they ever truly agree to own it. And here's the catch with agreement: it's the step most bosses jump to first. They want the commitment before the person even knows what good looks like or whether they can do it. So you build it in order: awareness, then ability, then agreement. Agreement comes last because a real yes only sticks when the first two are already standing. So, back to the question we started with: why am I doing my team's job? Most of the time, because the work was never truly handed off. Nobody ever owned it, so it floats. And floating work always floats back to you. So here's your Monday move: pick the next thing you're about to take off your team's or someone on your team's plate and put on yours, just one. And before you touch it, stop. Make them own it out loud. Who's got this? What does done look like? When is it due? What's the first step you're taking? That's not micromanaging. That's a proper handoff. And what you can't accept is a nod or, hey, that sounds good. You need a yes in their words. If you can't get that yes, you just found your problem. And it was never that you're bad at delegating. If you want help walking that out and getting a real read on what's breaking down in your operation, there's a free 5-minute diagnostic on my website. It's at quanhoward.com. That's KWANHOWARD.com. Look in the top right hand corner. It says take diagnostic. Click the button. It's free. You can check it out yourself. It'll walk you through the 3 steps and it'll tell you which one is actually broken right now. Now, next week, we step off the rungs and onto the rails of the accountability ladder. The 2 things that hold all 3 of the steps we've been covering together.